What's up, what's up, what's up? Back at you with another video here. In today's video, we're going to be doing the number 2 all over with a bald taper, some beard work, and some color enhancement work. Also guys, if you haven't subscribed to my boy Chris Bosio's channel, or if you're just watching the videos, subscribe guys. My man is on mission 100K and he's trying to hit 100K. So help him out. Go over to the page, there's a link in my description. Hit that subscribe button. The Tune 45 razors are also over in reference to the pre-orders, but you can always go to tune45.com and order yours today. I'm going to do an unboxing video pretty soon on this. Dual cartridge razor, it's a game changer. So as you can see here, we're doing the number 2 all over. And then we're going to start doing the taper on the sides and the back. Also guys, I'm going to start changing up a little bit. My next couple videos, I'm going to start using different clippers. I'm probably going to use the fast feeds for my next one. If not, some wall magic clips. I'm going to start switching it up every month. So here I'm establishing my first guideline for the taper. I like to turn the clippers over, or the edges over. Kind of gives me more control. Again, it's 1,000 ways to draw a picture. That's just my style. And then after that, I'll flip it back over and I'll bald out the bottom. Here I'm using my Andis Masters with the lever all the way open. And I'm almost creating a guideline in almost a C shape. And then as I blend, as you can see, all I'm using is the corner of my blades exclusively. When I do tapers, I exclusively use the corners of my blades, especially on the sides. It's such a confined area. I don't want to raise the fade. I don't want to raise the blend. So I just use the corners of my blade. I feel like I have more control that way. So here I'm using the Andis Magnetic number 1 guard with the lever all the way open. That's going to blend right into that number 2. And as you can see, I'm still using the corners of my blade, and I'm closing the lever notch by notch on the side of the clipper. And as I close that lever, I begin to raise the machine or the clipper less and less. Here I'm using the Andis Magnetic 0 guard, and the same process. That lever all the way open is going to blend right into that number 1 that we just established. We're going to close it lever by lever, or excuse me, notch by notch on the lever until we have it all the way closed, and that'll blend right into that half. Here I'm using my Andis T outliners. And always remember to try and keep it as natural as possible. And I like to use the corners of the blade almost like a pencil. Now we're establishing our guideline in the back. And I like to arch it, as you can see here. I like to do it a little bit higher in the center, and I arch it and keep it longer in the sides. Just gives more of a defined look on the edge in the back. Pops a little more. And again, here we're going to, repeat the same process. The Andis Masters with the lever all the way open. Create our second guideline here. And start closing it, closing the lever notch by notch. And as we close it, we're going to raise, we'll go up less and less. Here I'm not using so much the corners of the blade because this is more like a fade. It's not as confined, so I don't have to worry about raising it. Using the Andis Magnetic number 1 guard with the lever all the way open. And we're going to begin to blend right into that number 2. And as you can see, I'm not really like digging the machine. I'm kind of rocking it. As I get higher, I'm rocking it back towards me using my wrist. And of course, I start closing the lever notch by notch until it's closed all the way, which is a number 1. Here we're using the Andis Magnetic 0 guard with the lever all the way open. That'll blend right into that number 1. And here, just like on the sides, as I get to the lower guards or no guard at all, that's when I start using more of the corners of my blade. So you'll see here, I'm kind of using, I'm pressing more with the right side of the clipper. It looks like I'm using the full machine, but I'm pressing more with the right side. When you're doing the edge in the back, I like turning the customer. So if I'm edging the right side of his neck on the back, I like him to look to the right. And you just go straight up and down, and it creates that perfect line every time. So it's not too much of a V shape. You guys know what I'm talking about when you push their edge back in the neckline, and it looks too much like a V, too pronounced. So just have the customer look left or right, depending which side you're edging. As you can see here, I'm doing the left side, so I turn his head to the left, and I just go straight up and down. And perfect every time. Shout out to JP Razor the Great. I learned that trick from him a long time ago. You see? Perfect, both sides. Here I'm doing a little bit of touch-up work. And as a new barber, guys, definitely, this was one of the issues that I had when I was a new barber. I would follow the steps, I would follow the system, and then I'd get to the end, and obviously it needed some touch-up work, and I would get stuck. Just follow the steps. Front, backwards, backwards, front. You gotta do touch-up work. Here we're repeating the same process. So we're using the end as number 1 with the lever all the way open. We're going to blend right into that number 2. Now we're using the end as magnetic 0 guard. With the lever all the way open. And that's going to blend right into that number 1. You can see I'm using the corners of the T outliner just like a pencil. You can see it's a little bit lighter on this side. I like to start on the side that's lighter, or lightest, excuse me, because that's going to be the highest point that you take the edge with a particular client like this. So once you establish where that line is, or where it starts on the lighter side, then you match up the rest. If you start on the longer side, then you're going to end up having to raise it to match. Always use the mirrors to cross-reference your work. And here we're using a little bit of color enhancement. So what you want to do is you want to place it on the edge, and then you want to push back towards the back of their head, towards the center of their head. And then you get your brush and you brush it in. Never brush down, always brush towards the center. Or better said, brush away from the edge. Once you've blended the color in, then you can brush down. A lot of barbers don't like doing this. My response to that is the customer is always right. I don't like it, and I don't not like it, but it's just the customer's always right. If your customer requests for this, why would you deny it to them when it's something that you can tack on as far as upselling? You know, I charge for this. This is my time, and time is my money. So I'm not going to turn away money if this is what the customer is requesting. I'm not in a competition with other barbers. It's just me and my barber chair with my client who's requesting this. So So don't be afraid to use these, guys. If used correctly, color enhancements are a good thing if the customer wants it. Have it, his edge brought back to life. Now here I'm doing the beard trim, and it's all up to the customer in reference where they want that first guideline, right on their jawline or underneath their jawline. With a thicker beard like this, I always recommend they do it under the jawline. It just looks better. The proportion looks weird if you put it right on the jawline. Excuse me. Now here I'm doing the mustache trim. You don't always have to do those pencil thin mustaches. This customer particularly likes his mustache to look more natural. Especially with those thicker beards, you really don't have to go pencil thin, guys. So just pay attention to what your customer wants. Now here I'm using Tune 45 shave gel, best shave gel on the market, hands down. Better ingredients, made by barbers for barbers. Everything behind that shave gel is made thinking about barbers and their needs. You see I used our application bottle, applied it without having to make a mess everywhere. And this is a trick right here that I learned from JP the Razor as well. Have your customer like blow a bubble. Sometimes customers tend to want to like use their tongue or something like that, but that's just not, it doesn't work the same because the pressure. So they blow a bubble, the air gives a little bit. It comes out every time it comes out phenomenally good. The arch, the round on the beard when they blow the bubble. Here I'm blending out the beard, so I'm starting out with a number 1 and this magnetic guard. Lever closed, and I'm starting to blend right into that beard. Now using the Andis Zero Guard, lever open, and as you can see, I'm using the lower guards. I'm using more of the corners. Here, no guard, lever open, and as I close it, more of the corners. Here I'm just shaping up the front using a 245 shave gel. And this is pretty much it. Get active in the comments, guys. Smash that like button. Share these videos. Let me know what you guys want me to do next. Again, like I said, I'm going to start switching it up clipper-wise. Let me know what kind of clippers you guys want me to use. I'm going to be going live every Saturday from 6:30 to 7:30 with my boy Chris Basio. We do workshops at the barbershop for new barbers. So make sure you subscribe, and as always, thanks for your time.